ASMR Magical Tools. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. This is going to be the crystal scrying for the week ahead, beginning Monday, September 6th. Thus begins the tiny month in the Coptic calendar as well. I will be using 2 different crystals for the readings this week. I couldn't pick one or the other. The first one is called Merlinite. It is also sometimes called dendritic opal. And as you can see, it has all of these very beautiful branching formations in this milky, soft background. Very good for gentle and urging visions of one's destiny. The next stone that I will be using is a personal favorite of mine, which is called bloodstone or heliotrope. And this stone is thus called because of these little splatters, formations there. Bloodstone is a type of jasper, I believe. And these will be the crystals that I will be using in this video. I also wanted to mention that the ideal way for you to use this video and get maximum effect from it is entirely up to you. Many people choose to watch their main 3, that is their sun, moon, and rising signs. I encourage you to study the rest of your chart. And if, for example, you want more information about expansion of wealth in your life, look for your Jupiter placement. If you are looking for love in your life, but you can also use this for finance, don't forget. Seek out Venus within your chart. I also encourage you to use the house placement system. So the first house being your rising sign. That includes every single sign within the astrological wheel. Each one has different traits and different themes that you might be interested in for the week ahead. And finally, for my fellow magicians and workers out there, you can use this video in prediction of planetary-based spell work results. Happy conjuring. Aries, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Aries, what are we looking at for the week ahead? This is silly. This is very silly. It's from a Marilyn Manson interview, and this was something that I believe was included on the album Smells Like Children. And they were giving this interview at a talk show, and the lady says, so people say that you've got satanic signs all over you. do you think the music causes you to do what you do? And the response was, that's funny, Jordy. Actually, I think we cause the music to do what it does. There's a similar thing going on with you this week, Aries. Not so much that you are necessarily a musician or a self-proclaimed Satanist, but rather that you will be in a situation where the cause and effect are not overly clear to others. That other people around you might be slightly taken aback by what is transpiring with you and not understanding that the changes within yourself are being projected outward. Rather, they might perceive that the outward displays are changing you, rather than you being an active participant in this transformation. This is going to give you, Aries, a very unique and wonderful opportunity to strengthen the bonds with those of you, those who are around you, who are sharing in your new vibrational energies. It is also going to give you the opportunity to understand better those around you who do not necessarily understand you, who do not understand where you're coming from, and may not understand your new direction. As Tina would say, what does love have to do with it, after all? She's been looking for a new direction. There may be a musical component to this, Aries, as I have now quoted a couple of different musicians in your reading. So for those of you who are starting a new musical project, I wish you the best of luck. You may find it somewhat polarizing to the people around you. And for the rest of you, this new journey in your life, indeed, you may find polarizing. So now, if you have any further questions, if you would direct them gently here into the cover of this book. I'll try my best to hit them. Alright, I got that one. Yes, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can take this one gently. Sorry about that. I hope that wasn't too forceful. Perhaps I'm just trying the new you on for size, Aries. It would be in my leonine nature. Be sure of thy grounds before thou enterest on a prosecution. Aries, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments, and please consider liking this video. It helps me out so much. And until then, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Taurus. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. It feels like it's been longer, perhaps, than it has. This might have been a week for you that felt more like a month in length. Retribution, perhaps, for the days escaping in your youth. I mean that in jest, of course, but rather that the responsibilities now upon you have caused things perhaps to stretch a little longer, and now you're getting much more out of your existence than you did previously. How much in general is up to you. I can't divide the regular Taurus reading from the Moon in Taurus reading. Why is that important? What does that mean? There are people who come here for Moon in Taurus readings, and they are having a very different experience from the people who have Sun or rising sign in Taurus. But it's not up to them to dictate the readings. I do have something to say just to them, though. And something arriving in the mail, maybe. But why is this important? 700 pounds. And somebody may be waiting for a check. This Moon in Taurus, they've given you something that you've had to wait for, and it seems like it could be a payout of some kind, or something arriving in the mail. Something that you expected a long time ago, and this is, I think, just for Moon in Taurus specifically. Although it could resonate with other Taurus energies, especially with our current transit of Uranus retrograde in Taurus. But I just didn't want you to feel left out. Now back to the primary Taurus reading. That you feel special. You feel singled out, perhaps, but special and singled out can be two sides, of course, of the same energies, and that there are people close to you who perceive this as being extra and above in your favor, and others who perceive it as a burden to you. And how you perceive it for yourself is up for speculation. But that you might be singled out at this time for preferential treatment of some kind. And that this preferential treatment might be something that you had preferred not to ask for, but is being granted to you. What else does Taurus need to know about this preferential treatment? It shouldn't have been a big deal. I'm getting like you didn't want to ask for it and they didn't want to grant it because this is something which should not have been that big of a deal. But, of course, with Uranus retrograde in your sign, things which normally do not affect more than one person's comfort and stability are now affecting the comfort and stability of too many people for one single category. And this is causing disputes because, of course, there are always going to be people out there who cannot handle things not being about them. And Taurus, this might not even be you in this situation. In fact, as I mentioned, I feel like you had tried to keep it not about you as long as you possibly could. And it is perceived as preferential treatment, but perhaps that's not the totality of this experience. And really, I don't think it's anyone else's business. And if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of the book. One right here, and one right here. We got one here, and one up here, and this one down in the corner. Gotcha. Look not on the present as the most important period of thy life. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and subscriptions also help out the channel immensely and are greatly appreciated. And until then, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Gemini. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Gemini, I feel like there's some kind of peace offering in your future. This could be something that you're offering to someone else, but it could also be something that they are offering to you as a means of appeasement in a contentious situation. I feel like this could be an ex-partner, certainly, but this could also be somebody with whom you've never particularly gotten along. This could be a person that you perceive as having done you some kind of injustice, and that is why you now will be receiving, I'm hearing this payment, but it could be just something that's worth money to you. It could be some form of appeasement offering that this person or this organization possibly is going to be some kind of consolation. We can't really make things right, but we can offer you this or this amount of money. Some form of appeasement. And Gemini, this is important to you at this time because money is always good. Is there anything about this that makes this particularly important at this time? No, it would have been important whenever it happened. It's the principle of the matter, and that's what makes it important to you. That these people ended up not being the total slackers, maybe, that you had perceived them to be. They very well may be, but at least things have been repaired between you guys. And later in the month, there's an opportunity for you to grow your business. And it's going to come in the form of, there's going to be some kind of, it's like a street fair or a farmer's market or a conference, or it's going to be some kind of gathering where there will be possibly booths set up, and you might have a booth at this event. But it could also just be that you attended the event and are able to network with other people. Whatever the case is regarding this conference or convention or farmer's market or zine fest or whatever it might be, it could end up being a great networking opportunity for you and an opportunity to grow your investment field as well. Do I need to explain grow your investment field? So perhaps you are in one sector in particular right now, but there might be opportunities for you to grow not just in the sector which you're already in, but also to diversify your particular small business and enter other fields. Is there anything else that I need to describe to Gemini for the month ahead? Yes, something about corduroy trousers and bowling shoes. That I see like these corduroy trousers that are kind of an oxblood color. And you know that bowling shoes have the two different colors on the toe, down the sides of the shoe. And one side of the bowling shoe matches the oxblood color of the corduroy pants. And for some of you, this might be of significance. This might be a particular outfit that you wear that ends up really impressing people and leading to great networking. Alright, Gemini, and now if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of the book. gonna capture them like this. And, oh, and one more, okay. Fear not, but that the stranger will very speedily return, and take good heed, for infamy is the certain portion of the wicked man. Alright, Gemini, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed your reading this week, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. They help out my channel quite a bit. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Cancer, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Cancer, Cancerians. What did you eat for lunch yesterday? Yesterday's lunch. Why is that important? There was something that you ate that has significance. Is it a dietary significance? No, it almost has like a spiritual significance. There's almost some kind of extra layer of meaning behind your consumption of this food item, and I'm not sure what that would be. If you were eating communion wafers, obviously that would be one thing, but I don't know why you would eat that for lunch. Could be a type of seafood, like a fish, a type of fish maybe. It could be a religious respect that somebody out there sees it as an affront to their religion. That's not going to be true for all of you. It could be that something you ate for lunch yesterday is a religious exception. But I'm getting very mixed messages about this. I'm getting messages to the effect that this is an excluded food item from certain religions, and yet also that it is very sacred to you, or that it brings you closer to your higher power in some way. And it seems like it's related to fish somehow, and I'm not quite certain. I guess because you are a Cancer, it could have been something related to crab. And shellfish is excluded from the diets of some religious groups, so that entirely could be the case. But this had some kind of significance. It's also possible that you saved the shell. If this was a hard shell crab that you ate. It could have been soft shell crab. I greatly enjoy soft shell crab myself. But what is the deeper significance of this to Cancer overall? What is the deeper significance of this? You're waiting on a phone call. And it's almost like there's a wish fulfillment aspect to something that you ate for lunch the previous day. That you eat this food item in a particular way and it leads to some kind of wish fulfillment. I know there's Hoppin' John that you can eat on New Year's Day. Don't know. I think it is a particularly southern tradition, but I'm not certain. It's collard greens, black-eyed peas, and then rice, and there's also ham or bacon used to cook the black-eyed peas and the collard greens. You use ham hock to cook the black-eyed peas and the collard greens. So ham products would also be something that would be excluded from certain diets based on religion. But Hoppin' John is eaten particularly on New Year's for good luck, and the first bite of food that you're supposed to take on New Year's Day to bring good fortune includes every part of that meal: the black-eyed peas, the collard greens, the flavoring meat, and the rice. So there could be something to do with that as well, Cancer. It's something like that. I'm not entirely certain, but hopefully from the information that I've given, it resonates with you. And if you would direct your questions here to the cover of this book. There's one. There's one. There we go. Grab this one right up here. All right. Oh, very interesting. Taste not, touch not, handle not. It seems as though there is some kind of food stuff involved in this that is of a religious prohibition, but is consumed for good luck under certain circumstances. Or that there could be some aspect of this. For some of you, this could even be a situation where you accidentally eat something to which you are allergic, and you end up being very lucky and not having a reaction. If you do know that you've eaten something and you're severely allergic to it, I do encourage you to seek medical assistance. Do not assume that you will be fine. Cancer, thank you so much for joining me today for your crystal scrying. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your subscriptions are also much appreciated, and they do help my channel immensely. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Leo, 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 Leo. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. The stone heliotrope does have connotations to the sign of Leo through its connection to the sun and the drops of blood upon it. Orange chrysanthemum tea, some kind of floral tea, flavored. It's a very, on the one end, I think that they're saying orange, but I think it's actually a bergamot. And on the other end, the very light and fragrant chrysanthemum flavor. These are two things which seemingly would be at odds with each other, that the tannins of the bergamot might overpower this very delicate floral tea. But in fact, the steeping of the chrysanthemums occurs first, and the bergamot is actually more like an afterthought to this flavor. It takes great nuance and understanding of how flavors work together and a refined palate to achieve this kind of blending of the flavors. This is very much like the temperance card within the tarot, that there's going to be a balancing, but not the kind of balance coming from the Justice card, the kind of balance that you achieve through artistry and manipulation of one's surroundings. There's something like flavors being combined, that there's very strong flavors involved in this, and there's also very light, possibly floral notes that are combined into something that has a very delicate overall constitution. And perhaps this is a piece of art that you are working on. It could also be, I'm hearing the words clandestine ritual, which some of you might recognize as the name of my company, but is also referring to something done with secrecy. We will be having a moon in Scorpio over this week. The moon will be entering Scorpio on Friday, September 10th, and will be in the sign of Scorpio until Sunday, September the 12th. During this time, on Saturday the 11th, toward the middle of the day, there will be a trine between the moon in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, which is retrograde at this time. Now, I bring this up because the moon in Scorpio can be a very secretive and very erotically charged energy. So, Leo, if you are working on any kind of new endeavor of this type, this could be a very powerful energy for you to tap into. Another interesting transit is an overnight energy when the moon in Scorpio is going void, of course. It will be sextile Mars in Virgo. that would also be good for a project of this type, requiring this level of mastery. Both of those things occurring on Saturday, September 11th. The other side of this being that in order to enjoy that kind of mastery, the recipient must also possess an equally refined palate, so that whether or not that person could actually achieve such results themselves, many would not be able to enjoy this particular thing in its intended form and presence if they do not also possess the mastery of palate. And therefore, there's a saying about casting one's pearls before swine. It might be from Shakespeare. I don't quite remember. There was a band from back in the 60s called Pearls Before Swine. More to the experimental bent, as I recall. The point being, not everyone is going to get it. And it might be the kind of thing where a casual observer, lacking anything but the most basic understanding, may perceive what you have put out there as being rather commonplace and easily achieved by anyone. But in fact, you've just made it look very, very easy. Alright, Leo, and if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of this book. I will pick them up one by one. And this one, there's one right here. Yeah. Why stake thy fortune, thy happiness, thy very existence on the cast of a die or the turn of a card? And in fact, the first phrase that my eye landed upon didn't seem specific enough, but it was play no games of hazard. Now, this is not about taking a chance. There's a difference between putting yourself out there and applying for opportunities and taking a gamble when you do so. You have probably gotten to the point now where you understand, and that's part of the mastery too, understanding your best audience, that putting your work out there does not become a gamble of your happiness. Thank you so much for joining me, Leo. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and subscriptions are also greatly appreciated, as they do help out my channel immensely. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Virgo, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. There's quite a bit going on in the sign of Virgo right now. Sorry. Early in the week, the moon will be in your sign. The sun, of course, is in your sign. And Mars in Virgo being a very interesting placement indeed. That you could be interfering in the daily routines and health of others with that Mars in Virgo energy. Virgo, I'm hearing not just, I'm hearing the word introspect, but I'm hearing it also with the word respect. Respect the introspect. Respecting the introspect. The world inside not needing to be exposed to the casual observer to garner a level of respect. That there can still be an understanding in incompleteness and secrecy, but not really secrecy in the sense of keeping a secret. Rather, like the hermit, your tarot symbol, that it is the respect that comes from being closed off, from requiring great care to understand. One does not need to fully understand that to respect it. Or rather, one shouldn't. There should be certain things assumed and not outside of the realm of what is required for understanding, but rather the understanding that what is not revealed oftentimes need not be revealed to that person. Not so much secrecy, alright, not so much secrecy as just not being someone else's business. Not being someone else's business. And that should be respected. That should not cause problems for other people. And I think, Virgo, that you have gone to great lengths to preserve that particular aspect of your own existence. And Mars being in your sign, whether you are sun, moon, or rising sign Virgo, but especially if Virgo is your first house and Mars is now in your first house, there could be opportunities for you to assert rather this introspection. Assertion of the introspection. Letting other people know when something is none of their business. Taking an opportunity to garner that respect through keeping one's mouth shut. Alright, Virgo, and if you would, kindly direct your questions here into the cover of this book. We've got one there, there, there. Grab this one from you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Did I get it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. One thing you can always be certain of in Virgo season, it importeth health and happiness. A peaceful life is ordained for thee. Virgo, thank you so much for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your channel subscriptions are also greatly appreciated, as they do help out my channel quite a bit. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Libra, 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 Libra. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Libra. Welcome back. How have you been? It's been a moment. It has been a moment. I can't imagine that I've seen you less Libra than any other astrological sign tuning into this video. But somehow I'm getting the sense of there being a month or a month and a half absence for some of you, maybe as channel viewers, but also, how do I put this? You might have been very busy over the past month or so. There might have been quite a bit going on for you. That's possible, but there's also the possibility of, what is this with a penny? Almost like you've been counting pennies. You've been busy counting pennies. This perhaps could be contract work that is not paying you very much. So you're taking all these smaller increment projects and adding them up to pay your rent at the end of the month. This could be related to Social Security payouts or some other kind of pension fund that is an annuity. I feel like, Libra, you are now moving into the second phase of this development, that what was once a old and tattered sock full of loose change is becoming something worth depositing into your bank account. Now, Venus was in your sign for the end of August and a little bit of early September, and we'll be moving into the sign of Scorpio this week. But Venus is a very excellent energy for financial prosperity, especially in your sign of Libra, which can have to do with achieving equity with others, being fairly compensated for your work. So I don't know if in a part of August, perhaps you had just started a job, and that part of the onboarding process meant that you were not receiving full paychecks, or perhaps that your first paycheck would not have arrived until early in September. That is also a possibility. But Libra, that now things are starting to become much more fluid for you financially, and that moving forward through this week, you will see a definite increase in your resources. And Libra, if you would, direct your questions here into this book. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good question. Did I get it? Oh, there we go. And I'll take this one also. Contentment is a richer treasure than any other you can find. Libra, thank you so much for gracing me with your presence. It's always a pleasure. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your subscriptions are greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Alright, Scorpio, so it looks like you have some kind of house cleaning planned. There's going to be some kind of reorganization. This could have to do with a storage space also. Storage space. That maybe you're investing in a storage space. It's also possible that you are reorganizing a storage space. And I feel like this is something that you have specifically planned. You have some kind of reorganization planned in your life. And this is designed to help you capitalize on perhaps things you have in the storage space that would be better served traveling cross-country to someone else via an eBay transaction. This could be related to breaking etheric bonds. Also, etheric bonds of change. It can be easier than one would like to form attachments to items, material goods. This could also be a compartmentalization of that attachment to material goods and gain. Interesting. That you may be in this period of life reducing those attachments, breaking etheric cords. There will be some good lunar mansion energies coming through this week for cord cutting specifically. September 7th, Tuesday. On Thursday, September 9th, we do have the 17th lunar mansion of Al-Iqlil, which is good for protection. And on Saturday, September 11th, we have Al-Shawla, which is the tail of Scorpio, also good for protection. So, if you wanted to know more about those, you could definitely watch the astrology video that I put out every Thursday for the next week. And it's also possible that you've been giving something to somebody and it is forming a cord of attachment between the two of you. That something about this, the transactional nature of that arrangement has formed a bond between you and this other person. And that it is giving them a link to you in some ways also. So not that that's necessarily a bad thing, only that it is important to be aware that such things are possible, right? Something about he didn't ask you for permission ahead of time, he just started doing it. And that gives the other person the power in the situation. You could definitely request that that person stop doing something. But it might also just be enough to understand the balance of power in such situations. Asking for permission is also, there's something about gaining I'm hearing a word, but it doesn't make any sense to me. But basically like gaining trust of a person. So it could just be that there's not a lot of trust there, which may or may not be important to you. A firkin. A firkin is like a, I think it was a way of serving mead. Hold on. A small cask formerly used for liquids, butter, or fish. A unit of liquid volume equal to half a kilderkin. Half a kilderkin is a firkin. And that is about 11 gallons or 41 liters. 41 liters. So I heard something about gaining a firkin. Again, a lot of moving around of possessions this week, Scorpio. A lot of transactional energies between you and other people. And possibly also gaining a small cask of something, possibly equal to 11 gallons, or perhaps I read it wrong and it's 5.5 gallons. That part isn't necessarily important. Anything above 3 gallons is a storage issue for me. I don't know about you. Scorpio, if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of the book. I got one. Got another one. Yeah, I got that one. Here. Let's see. There we go. Oh, here's a nice erotic one for Moon and Scorpio energies. The heart, which is penetrated by love for thee, will prove true. Now, going back to the astrology, and I really do invite you, Scorpio, to watch my astrology video this week, because I feel like it might be very pertinent to you. Friday, September 10th, we will be moving through, or rather, the moon will be moving through the lunar mansion of Al-Qalb, which is the heart. It has to do with he who seizes, and protection against inimical forces, against enemy forces. So that particular saying might have some bearing on your activities of Friday, September 10th. Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes to this video and subscriptions to my channel are both also greatly appreciated. It helps me out quite a bit. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Sagittarius, I often get a lot of food references in your readings. And this does look a bit like a wafer. But I'm thinking specifically of those wafers that have the waffle pattern on them and have cream layers in between. Now, typically, I have found these to come in bar forms, like this, bar forms. But I specifically get the texture of biting into one that is a round shape and about this size. So about this size and shape. But crispy layers of wafer, similar to a cone, an ice cream cone. Those ice cream cones that have the very crispy shells, not like the traditional waffle cone, not quite like that. It's that very crispy texture. They use that to make wafers, and they put like these cream layers in between. This one specifically is vanilla, but they also have strawberry and chocolate flavors. It could also be another confection that tastes and has a consistency similar to that. I think there are like little peanut candies that might also qualify. I always see them at Vallarta, but I haven't tried them yet. I don't eat as many sweets as I have in previous iterations of myself. Why is this important, Sagittarius? Well, for one, it seems as though you might have a sweet tooth. You've developed a taste for something. You've developed a taste for something sweet. So this doesn't just have to do with a sweet tooth. It has to do with lemon meringue. It has to do with porcupine cookies. I don't know what a porcupine cookie is, but that might have relevance to some of you out there. I'm sure it's a cookie with things sticking out of it. Anyway, I wonder if that's a reference to, now, it's not a porcupine cookie, but there's something called puerquitos, which is like a gingerbread. These are gingerbread cookies. A puerquito is a gingerbread cookie in the shape of a pig. And I actually used to subsist off of those back in 2016 and 2017. Anyway, Sagittarius, we often talk about food during your segments. Yes, you've developed a taste for something sweet, and this could develop into a full-blown vice if you allow it. I feel a bit of a twinge of obsession twisting in my stomach in relation to whatever this is you have developed a taste for. And I'm not sure if it has to do with, this could be a person, this could be indeed eating too many sweets and developing a compulsion for it. It could be drinking, but I'm not so much getting the sense of drinking. No, this would probably have more to do with a compulsive use of cannabis, actually, more so than drinking, because the intoxication from drinking is a very different sort of a feeling. This would be more like cannabis, or possibly something like MDMA. Now, I'm not saying that because I am advocating the use of any drugs. That's your own personal decision. And I certainly don't judge. I definitely don't judge. Only that in the context of this reading, this is coming up as a struggle for moderation. And just like eating too much candy having a sweet tooth. The health effects, we are, remember after all, in your squared sign Virgo's solar return month. And Virgo does place an emphasis on daily routines and physical health. Health of all kinds, really. Anyhow, so the sun being in your squared fellow mutable signs territory may be bringing to light certain health concerns for you related to possible compulsive or addictive behaviors. And this doesn't have to be related to what we consider typically addictive substances, but rather just keep an eye on those things in your life toward which you have a sweet tooth. Sagittarius. If you have any additional questions, please now direct them into this book. Oh, yeah, I got that one. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, and one more. Okay. If thou art truly wise, thou wilt not spurn rural felicity. So perhaps it's a good opportunity for you to go out into the countryside and have a picnic. Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome back. Welcome back, Capricorn. Welcome back. Why, yes, I did redecorate a bit. Thank you for noticing. Capricorn, there's like a layer of fuzz. I'm touching a surface. It could be a dark red or green or dark blue, and it is a plastic flocked surface. So this could be, there was like back in maybe like the 70s and 80s maybe, when they were making cassette tape cases. Not just the ones that hold one cassette, but the cases where you could carry around several cassettes. This seems like that kind of a container. And there is a part of it is a plastic flap that closes with a snap on one end. The other kind of thing that has a texture like this It's a bit like an air mattress. Air mattress, air mattress, air mattress. Side note, I think one of the best investments I ever made was buying an air mattress. There's something about this, serious about success. But Capricorns are pretty much always serious about success, right? Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. Maybe rising signs a little more than Capricorn, sun, and moon. A gift for extra guaranteeing. There's like something magical is associated with this present. That you are handing something over, and what you get in return is like a type of energy. The gift of guaranteeing. Rise to the subject. It's a subjective matter into this fortune, subjective matter into this fortune, which I must receive, and that is the gift of guaranteeing. I apologize, Capricorn, I really don't have any idea what that means. A sacrifice must be made. That, in order to create that flow of energy, there's energy that must go out for other energy to come in. Everybody is intimately aware of that, I'm sure, if you're watching this channel. But in this particular case, over the next week, Capricorn, it's going to give you a competitive edge on something. The transmutation of energy, which is not just related to direct exchange of energy, but the fact that you can receive energy from others and transmute it into other things. It's a bit like spending money on food at the grocery store and then converting that food into its components and your body using that for fuel. The initial money. Oh wow, my camera has just completely gone out of focus. The initial money is not what your body converts into fuel. It's a few steps removed. It's like using colored filters on a camera lens. The one that causes all the prisms. Oh, I should get one of those, shouldn't I? I have something similar in my bag, but I don't have it at hand. My mistake. This conversion of energy into making coffee, for example, could be a bit counterproductive. If you have the energy to make the coffee, do you actually need the coffee? Or has it become a habit to which you are dedicating however much energy. And if you would, kindly direct your questions here into the book. I got that one. Yeah, I got that one too. Oh, I missed. Hold on. Oh, sorry. That's so loud. Here, let me see if I can just grab it. There we go. Thou mayest, but be not disappointed if it be of not great value. Capricorn, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments section. Your likes and your subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Aquarius, I already told you about the hieroglyph for the letter N, and it goes na 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 na. But what I didn't tell you about was the escape. I don't know how many of you have small animals that go inside enclosures like cages or tanks. This could be a gerbil or a hamster planning a great escape. A great escape. It could be some kind of reptile that is kept in a cage. I think this small creature is plotting for greener pastures, Aquarius. So keep a careful and cautious eye on your pets. This could even be a dog or a cat who is primarily kept indoors, and perhaps a door is left open, or they get very eager to escape and they find a way to get out. And the only way you find out is not because you noticed that they were missing, but that the neighbor captures this creature and brings it back to you is also possible. The idea of this escape is also that in spite of your better efforts, Aquarius, there might be something over the course of the week ahead which slips through your grasp. Now, is this necessarily something that you needed desperately to hold on to? I don't get the sense that it's something that you needed. I think it's something that you very much wanted and desired. And that there are aspects to this that are going to be somewhat disappointing for you. Now, all of my readings can't be necessarily sunshine and oranges. I think this one in particular will not end up being a bad thing, however. I think your attachment to the idea of what this small animal represents is stronger than the actual need or want for the thing itself. That there's been too much built up around this thing. And often when that happens, and perhaps this is why there would be a need for escape, when too much is built up around something, then that thing is blocked off from all of the nutrients and sunlight and thriving that it needs to grow and survive. And that in order to have a much better life for itself, that would be why it is trying to escape. So I don't want you to be sad about this reading. I want you to understand the limitations of the situation I am describing and find space there to hold space for whatever this is and allow it to thrive rather than choking it off from what it needs to flourish. Aquarius, if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of this book, and I will capture them. Yeah, I got that one. Oh, I almost got that one here. Let me just peel it. I'll just grab it like this. Okay, good. Wonderful. Now this says marriages, but it could be any kind of union or mutual arrangement. Marriages patched up hastily end in sorrow. Not so those which are prudently contracted. Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. I also greatly appreciate your likes on this video and your subscriptions to my channel. They help me out so much. And until next time, Aquarius, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Pisces. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Pisces. Neptune, retrograde in its position of power in your sign. Until the 1st of December. Until the 1st of December. So, you may enjoy these energies that you've been experiencing and reveling in so far until then. This might be a heightened awareness. I think many of us at this time are suffering from heightened awareness. Suffering being a subjective term in that case. And some of you could feel as though you look at people and you can instantly read their thoughts. It's almost as though you've got Shinigami eyes. Shinigami eyes. Shinigami eyes. Of course, that would be knowing when somebody was going to die. And that might be the case. That might be the case in the week ahead, Pisces. And hopefully it is not somebody who's very close to you. It might just be that you understand that a public figure might be passing away soon. I can't give you very many details about this week ahead. More like just this feeling of every little molecule of your skin being amplified in sensitivity. Amplified in sensitivity. Has anyone ever told you that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? Oh wait, this one. So the results of this are going to be very interesting for you. You may desire to wear something like a raincoat or a poncho or a duster jacket or something similar in public. A hoodie, perhaps, so that you can pull it over your head and be slightly more anonymous than you would otherwise. Be able to go undetected and unmolested during times when you are feeling in your feelings. There have definitely been times where I've been out in public and I have felt very aware of every person around me, their motivations, their emotions, their private and personal thoughts. And I feel like this might be the case for you over the next week specifically, Pisces. And the reason for this being I do invite you to watch the astrology videos. They come out every Thursday. As I mentioned in that video, on Saturday, September 11th. This is going to be in the middle of the day. The moon in the sign of Scorpio is going to be trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And I feel like this is just going to really be an amplified water energy. The moon and Neptune are 2 octaves of the same frequency. So just understand that on Saturday, especially in the middle of the day, and possibly leading up to this, you may be experiencing certain feelings of being in your feelings. Now, another thing that is happening is that at the beginning of the week, we have a new moon. So the moon is going to be the new moon here. And then the moon is going to start waxing again toward the full moon. So we will only be like a few days out from that new moon at the time when there is a trine between the moon in Scorpio and Neptune retrograde in Pisces. I'm not sure why this would be any different from any other time when the moon in Scorpio would trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. It did happen on Sunday, August 15th as well. It would have also occurred Monday, July 19th, very early in the morning. Let's see. On Sunday, August 15th, it was kind of in the middle of the morning hours. It could be that this is something which is coinciding with that transit, but that only in this particular case is that transit occurring at the same time as this other phenomena, so that the transit is creating this environment, but there is something else going on also, and I really cannot figure out what could that be. I see like a 7 of Cups card, and I'm hearing there's something, the seventh wave, the seventh, something happening for the 7th time. And that is going to be significant for you, Pisces, in some way. Alright, Pisces, and if you would, please direct your questions here to go into the book. Let's see if I can snag them. Oh yeah, I got that one. That was pretty quick. That one, and that one. And this one looks very delicate. I'll just take it with my hand. Alright. Thank you. The patient may look forward to length of days, and it signifieth recovery from illness. So there could be some of you recovering from some kind of illness, and because of that there is a great sensitivity to something, that you are much more sensitive after recovering from this illness than you were before. That is possible. Pisces, thank you so much for joining me for the readings this week. If you enjoyed your crystal scrying, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and your subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.